In this video, I'm going to show you the coolest treatment for our plaster ceiling. Hey everyone, it's Melissa from Welcome to the Woods. In my daughter's soon-to-be bedroom, she requested a galaxy ceiling, and I found this really cool peel and stick wallpaper off of Amazon that was a beautiful image of a galactic cosmic scene. The dimensions weren't quite big enough to cover the whole ceiling, but I figured I could add some molding along the edges and it would look just fine. Now, this is a good solution for my room because our plaster had many cracks, and if you watched my previous video, I had to patch a lot of them before even installing this wallpaper. My daughter, whose room this is going to be for, she was a big help, being on the other side of the ladder, holding up the other side of the strip of wallpaper as I installed it. However, I will not lie, this was an extremely difficult process to get all of the seams to line up and would definitely be easier installing this on a wall instead. So here I'm cutting out a circle just for the wiring to pop through, and I didn't want to cut my circle too big because I didn't know exactly where this panel would line up with the receptacle I need to cut the opening for the light fixture. Now, placing these mostly by myself with just a 9-year-old trying to help me, ended up that a lot of my seams just were not good enough. The stars overlap on this type of paneling, and so when I could see a seam, it was just driving me crazy. I'm zooming in on one here, where it was misaligned by about an inch, and I had to pull this sticker off the wall and replace. This was especially hard because my ceiling, like I said, is crumbling plaster, so bits of paint and debris would come with on the back of the sticker. However, I did end up getting my husband to help me, and with 2 adults, the install ended up being much, much easier. So if you're going to attempt to do something like this at home, I would definitely suggest planning to have 2 adults helping so that one can go on each side, get the whole panel lined up, and then press. Now, one of the reasons this was especially hard too is because none of my walls are square, and so I couldn't just measure off of a wall and then run lines to get each panel to align with itself. The best way for me to get a smooth, bubble-free, and crease-free finish was to actually use this towel. So I start running a press line down the center and then pushing out to the edges. And this, like, I think I placed this piece 4 different times before we finally had one that we thought was good enough, or I guess I thought was good enough. I'm kind of a perfectionist. And my husband helped me place the subsequent panels until we finally got to a spot where I could do it myself again over like the nook between the closet and the window. So this piece I just measured out the little strip that I needed to go along the closet, and I had enough material to finish out that entire like ceiling nook area. Even though this wallpaper install was very difficult for us and very much stressful, I would say it was worth it in the end. Now looking back on it, it's like, yeah, I really wanted to give my daughter her dream bedroom, and the ceiling is totally the focal point because of how beautiful and busy it is, and it accentuates the 9-foot ceilings in this room. Once all the panels were placed, I came across with a little X-Acto knife and cut off the label on the one end. Now, this end was the side that I definitely had the most space between the wall and the edge of the mural, so I had to cut very precisely so as not to take off any more of the image than I had to. I'm going to actually install crown molding along this edge. So in order to install the crown molding, I needed to install blocking behind where I was going to nail in the molding. And I'm doing this on my table saw, ripping furring strips down to 1.25 inches thick with my gripper. I just got this gripper. It's a super handy safety tool for your table saw, so it holds your wood pressurized in 3 directions, down, in against the fence, and forward towards the blade. And it's just a lot safer to make skinny cuts just like I'm doing here. The gripper and any other products you see in this video will be linked in the description below, so be sure to check them out. Then I installed crown molding, and this was much more difficult than I thought it would be, simply because I had to angle the crown molding at steeper than a 45-degree in order to get it to cover enough of the mural that I didn't have the edge of the plaster ceiling visible. Remember how I said the mural wasn't big enough to span the whole way? Well, I had to kind of custom install my crown molding to account for that. I will share a video about how to install crown molding in the near future because I sure learned a lot in the process. Now on to the light fixture. I just used a little X-Acto knife to cut my sticker wallpaper to be a large enough hole that I could access the light receptacle I put in. If you missed me wiring this in, you can check out my last video that I just posted about how I did the ceiling and all the walls in this bedroom. But yeah, after I had that cut to size, then it's time to install the amazing chandelier. I bought this off Amazon as well after doing a lot of research. I knew exactly what style chandelier I wanted. It's sometimes called like a firework chandelier, but I thought of it as like a sunburst, and it kind of goes with the galaxy ceiling in my opinion. So I hooked that up, installed the wiring, and then I put in all of these adorable spindly crystals that create this spherical shape. I just love how this looks against the ceiling. I think it's perfect with the galaxy theme. As a finishing touch, I'm going to add glow-in-the-dark paint over some of the major stars in the mural to really liven it up even when it's dark. My daughter could not be more excited about her galaxy bedroom almost being done. The ceiling is a showstopper. I know that this style maybe isn't for everybody, but I think it is perfect for my 9-year-old daughter. Hopefully it's something she can love for many years. And when we're done with it, it should be easy enough to just peel off the sticker design and patch the plaster ceiling some other way. The hardest part about this project was probably how strenuous it was for my neck and my arms being up above my head for that long. It's definitely easier if you have tall ladders or even scaffolding. And I also didn't like that I needed help on this project. I couldn't do it solo. I'm sure a lot of you DIYers out there can sympathize with that. But in the end, I feel like this was kind of a family project because everybody had to pitch in and help. If you've missed all the things I've done to this room to fix it up so far, don't forget to check out my last video. And if you're looking forward to the built-in desk and the closet makeover I'm going to be doing in here, then be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching Welcome to the Woods. Now enjoy this adorable blooper from my son, Theo.
I wasn't standing on a ladder.
It's okay on that ladder.
Whoa. I touched your butt.
You did.
Yep.